Sports presentation of the NASDAQ Amex Halftime Report is sponsored by the NASDAQ Amex Market Group, the market of markets.
The Denver Broncos, looking to stay perfect on the season, have a battle on their hands, tied at 25-21. And CBS Sports coverage of the NFL continues after a word from your local station.
The address is CBS.
Welcome home. Romeo, oh Romeo, warum denn Romeo? Verleugne deinen Vater, deinen Namen. Willst du das nicht? Schwör dich zu meinem Liebsten.
Germans don't do romance. They do beer. Becks, the best of what Germans do best.
When every day starts looking the same, escape the everyday in a new Lincoln Town Car or Lincoln Continental. Lease a 99 Town Car now for just $459 a month for 30 months. Plus, we'll pay your first month's payment to help put you in the picture. Or lease the 99 Continental for only $459 a month for 30 months. Plus, we'll pay your first month's payment to change your outlook. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
Who are you?
Can't wait to come home. Okay, honey. Bye-bye now.
Introducing AT&T Digital One Rate. 50 states, one rate. Never a roaming or long-distance charge. So every call is like a local call.
White residents, Barry speaking. Talk to me, baby. Hello. Hello.
And the rate is so low, it can make your wireless phone your only phone.
Good evening, ladies and germs. I just flew in from Berlin and, boy, are my arms tired.
Germans don't do comedy.
Thank you. I'll be here all the week.
They do beer. Becks, the best of what Germans do best.
News to Chicago. Take another look.
Welcome back to Mile High Stadium. Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms. 21-21 as we get set for the second half. This has been a game of momentum shifts.
A lot of changes, and I think in the second half, Kansas City, they got to continue to find ways to really push the Denver Broncos. You're going to have to score a lot of points to win this game. The Kansas City Chiefs do, so you've got to take some chances, I think.
22 straight victories here at home, regular season and post. That's what the Broncos have put up. That's part of what's at stake. And the first team that'll get a chance to show a little offensive momentum, the Chiefs, they'll receive the second half kick. Tamarick Vanover, who has threatened to bust a couple of returns today, is deep for the Chiefs. Vanover at the 2. 15, 20, 30. And out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Let's go down to the sidelines and Armin Katayan. Armin.
You know, Greg, I talked to Marty Schottenheimer coming off the field. He said with 21 points, I would be a lot happier if we had the lead. We're giving up too many big plays on defense. As for Mike Shanahan, he said we were surprised early on with some of the defensive packages that they threw at us, but he said we found our rhythm now. We feel pretty good about it. One big question in the second half, leadership for Kansas City. There's been a lot of questions all year long about character on this team. No one has stepped up, the players said, to take control. It'll be interesting to see in the second half if anybody does. Back to you.
All right, Armin, thanks. Chiefs begin first down at their own 35-yard line. And Rich Gannon to throw. Floats to his right, throws the screen. That's complete. Morris close to first down yardage. Let's take a look at the first half statistics. No one is running the football very successfully.
Well, the total yards, Denver Broncos 229. That's terrific against the defense that's come in inspired. And Armin says they even caught the Denver Broncos off guard, but still Denver figures it out and they get a lot of big yards against you.
The word for Rich Gannon today is efficient. He's 15 of 20 for 118 yards and a touchdown. Second and short, they'll keep it on the ground and get nothing. Bam Morris lost yardage on the play.
Well, I think that's the thing that surprised me. One of these things today, you know, you come here and we've done the Kansas City Chiefs a couple times this year in games. But when you watch Van Morris here on the field, you see him in person, you realize he is really big.
Van Morris has gone to the sideline now on third and about 3. Blitz, no. Whistle blows before the snap. That play will not count as Gannon gets buried.
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs have shown they struggle picking up the blitz.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 88, offense.
That's Tony Gonzalez.
Still third down.
They struggled picking up yards against the blitz at the end of the first half, so Denver right away, 3rd and 3, sending everybody. Kansas City was going to have no chance of picking it up. You could see Keith Traylor immediately got to the quarterback.
So now Marty Schottenheimer's offense looking at 3rd and 8.
And of course, you want to pick up some first downs to get the crowd out and get your offense in rhythm so you can get your whole playbook involved again.
3 wide receivers for the Chiefs. Gannon flips it out, and tripping and falling is Kimble Anders. He can't regain his feet, and the Chiefs will have to kick it away. They lose 4.
Well, everybody on the Chiefs sidelines all upset that Kimble Anders trips and falls, but you know what? It's not going to matter. There are a bunch of defenders for the Broncos. They're going to be there to make this tackle. He goes down. You can see all the defenders coming in. Trevor Price coming from behind to make a good hit.
John Mobley there too. And now Darian Gordon deep for the Broncos. Aguiar's 4th punt of the day. Gordon at the 23. To the near side. Out of bounds shy of the 50-yard line, and penalty markers all over the place. And I saw at least one block from behind by the Broncos return team.
Illegal blocking the back. Number 99 of the receiving team during the return. First down.
That's Seth Joyner, number 99, gets the block in the back, takes away the big return.
Guess what? Susie Fetterman got sick, so I don't have to be the dumb dinosaur. I get to be the peacock.
Great. Peacock.
Want to get away? Southwest has your ticket to freedom. For only $99 or less, you can fly coast to coast when you purchase by December 16th.
You are now free to move about the country.
To find out more about how people watch TV, we sent our experts.
Tune into the channel.
Both of them.
Come on, 40. 40.
The result? RCA TVs with Guide Plus Gold. The revolutionary on-screen guide that lets you find what's on faster and easier when you just can't wait.
I can't do anything without the instructions. Nothing.
It's okay. She's got other presents.
They were just here. They're right here. I just had them.
We'll just hide this till her birthday.
She's been wanting this for a long time. If I only had those instructions.
You looked in the box?
I looked in there.
Did you take everything out of it?
Oh, here they are.
In '96, Fred Couples rallied Team USA to a remarkable victory. Now America's best battle the world's greatest golfers for the coveted President's Cup on CBS.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
12:10 to play here in the third quarter. John Elway and the Broncos with the ball at the Denver 28-yard line. First down. The handoff straight ahead. Leslie O'Neal making the stop on Terrell Davis.
Derek Thomas, number 58, going to be against Shannon Sharpe, number 84. I think we all know what happened before the last game on Monday night. The big confrontation.
And Shannon Sharpe has done everything in his power to take the edge off of that this week by not talking to the press. Thought he was detracting too much from the team. Elway throws and throws it away. And now the Chiefs want a penalty on it. Where's the flag is the question. They're saying, Johnny Greer disagrees, they're saying that John Elway was still in the pocket and therefore not allowed to deliver the ball out of bounds.
He was in the pocket. But you know, when the receiver's covered, here's my point. What is he supposed to do? Throw it to somebody and let him intercept it? I mean, of course he's got to throw it out of bounds. The tight end was covered, throw it over his head into the Chiefs bench.
The Broncos 0 for 3 on 3rd and long, and there's offside. The pass complete to Rod Smith, and that's first down yardage.
Well, so far today, Kansas City, every single time they're blitzing and they get single coverage on the outside, John Elway has gone to the left side against Mark McMillan, number 29.
Offside. Number 50, defense is declined. First down.
One of the best signal callers in the NFL using his cadence to draw people off sides. John Elway, listen up.
There's a little leaning on the far side of the line of scrimmage.
I get his sore throat listening to it.
First down from the 44. Play action. Elway breaks free, throws, penalty marker in the backfield. The complete pass to Howard Griffith, but now let's check the flag. It's going to be a hold against the Broncos.
Harry Swain against Pella McDaniels, number 77, held him. You know, we were talking a little bit ago, Greg. Kansas City did a great job of stopping Denver's first 15 plays.
Holding, 62, offense, still first down.
62 is Dan Neal. Those first 15 plays are the terror of the league.
Well, they are. And Kansas City came out here and they really did a good job. They stopped it, but it's those second 15 today that were just terrific. And, you know, it kind of says a lot about, we heard it, Armand Katan telling us that Mike Shanahan was surprised about the defense, but they made the adjustments, came in with some new plays, and made the big plays over the top.
First and 20. Elway with time, throws, and Rod Smith, terrific catch at the 45 and forward to the 47-yard line.
Boy, Rod Smith has really been the go-to guy for John Elway and the Denver Broncos offense. James Hasty on the blitz. You saw him coming. Look at the open hole in the middle of the field. Look at the adjustment by Rod Smith, sticking his hands out in the middle of the field when you expect to get hit sometimes and making that catch.
6 catches for 123 yards. Rod Smith telling us what a devastating loss 2 years ago he felt it was to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He sat on his sofa in his robe for 4 days.
Well, I do that all the time anyway, so I can relate to that.
Davis, this side, nothing there.
You know, Rod Smith, though, Greg, talking about those first 15 plays and the second 15 plays, he told us something I thought very interesting the other day. On Friday, we were talking. Last week during San Diego, they were having some problems with their offense. And he says, you know what they did? They came to the sideline, told the coaches what was going on. The coaches drew up a new pass play, and it enabled the Denver Broncos to get 2 touchdown throws off of a new pass play designed on the sideline.
4 wide receivers on 3rd and 8. Elway going to lob it down the field. Rod Smith got it. Penalty marker down. Smith is out of bounds at the 18-yard line. That's a 36-yard play if it stands.
Well, again, John Elway throwing against.
Holding, 29, defense is declined. First down.
Mark McMillan, number 29, what he does, he's going to read John Elway. He sees him, quick drop. He looks. The receiver makes a quick move. He goes for it when Rod Smith makes that second move to go down the field. Mark McMillan is already overcommitted to the short pass. It's just a matter of time when you get a corner that's very aggressive before you see the offense make that double move to go down the field.
Broncos knocking on the door again at the 18-yard line. Smith in motion. Elway to his tight end, Carswell. Carswell inside the 10, close to the 5-yard line.
You know, the Kansas City Chiefs now, they're blitzing. That time it was James Hasty off the corner. He's covering the tight end. Here he is. Here's Dwayne Carswell. He's going to blitz, but nobody covers the tight end. Watch. There he is. He blocks down. There's nobody there to take the tight end in pass coverage. John Elway, the Denver Broncos, perfect call. Elway lets the rusher come to him, dumps it over the top.
First and goal, Broncos. Straight ahead, Terrell Davis inside the 5, a pickup of 2 on the play. Clock continues to move. We come up on 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
Look at this. I mean, how can you decide which play to call? Look at this. They got this sheet, and then Mike Shanahan, he goes, well, he drew up a new one at halftime. Got him some more plays there.
Ninth play of this drive coming up. Mike is never without reading material.
I tell you.
McCaffrey in motion to give. Davis tries the right side, slipped, lost the football. Is he down, or is that a fumble?
It looks like a fumble. It's a touchback.
It's a touchback, and the Chiefs will take over first down at their own 20-yard line. Leslie O'Neal falling on the football, and the Denver drive comes to a sudden halt.
Get ready. The new Volkswagens are coming.
Plug into the best in home entertainment with Circuit City and DirecTV. When you buy your new DSS at Circuit City, you'll get a free self-install kit, a $50 value, or get professional installation for just $99. You'll also take home a second receiver for just $99 and enjoy 1 free month of movies from USSB. With DirecTV, you'll get digital value that cable can't deliver, and you'll get answers to all your questions and guaranteed low prices. Plug into DirecTV at Circuit City today.
In a small town,
They're after me.
something terrifying has happened to the faculty.
Aliens are taking over the school.
Now,
Where are your friends?
it's spreading everywhere.
By morning, there won't be a human left.
There's nowhere to run!
The faculty.
This is weird.
Rated R. In theaters everywhere, Friday, December 25th.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. Volkswagen, on the road of life there are passengers and there are drivers. And by IBM, are you ready for e-business?
Back in the land where the Buffalo roam, Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, Armin Katayan, dramatic turn of events here. The Terrell Davis fumble at the goal line has given the Chiefs the ball. First down at their own 20-yard line. We are still tied at 21. Gannon down the middle, has his man, complete to Derek Alexander. 20-yard pickup, but let's go back to the fumble.
The second turnover by the Broncos into the end zone of the Kansas City Chiefs. Terrell Davis watching. Here's why he fumbles. He's going to run. He's going outside. He cuts it up in. He slips. Gets the ball a little bit away from his body. Jerome Woods knocks it free, goes into the end zone, and recovered by the Chiefs.
And Terrell Davis fumbling, that just never happens. It just doesn't happen. First fumble lost in 836 touches. Gannon back to the air and flips it now to Bennett. Bennett rolling forward to about the 43-yard line.
This is what I like from the Kansas City offense. On first down, play action passes. What it does, it gives Rich Gannon a chance to get some time to look down the field. And if it's not there, he can move around and dump the ball off.
And now there is an injured Bronco on the field. We'll check it out and fill you in when we come back. Let's keep trailing.
It started as a curiosity.
I seen him around in the neighborhood.
A curiosity that became a mystery.
He is a bit of a mystery.
A mystery wrapped in a riddle carrying a what?
Wow, what's that, honey?
Oh, it's a Borg.
A Borg?
Yeah.
A Borg from Star Trek?
What is the Borg doing?
An invader from the 24th century?
A Borg is a cybernetic organism. It's a collective organism.
But where does a kid from Brooklyn find a cybernetic organism?
He got it on the web. On the web.
The web. Of course. E-business is everywhere.
Where else would you buy a Borg?
So there's a place where you can find out about the new movie Star Trek Insurrection and soon see one incredible online store. IBM is helping lots of companies solve the mystery of e-commerce, including the Star Trek online store and IBM e-business.
Clutch muscle?
Yeah.
Get ready. The new Volkswagens are coming.
This is my shield. The other team. To meet expectations. Against the best and myself. Against the opposition.
Call now for your NFL gear.
The home of the NCAA Basketball Championship, CBS Sports.
Rich Gannon and the Chiefs trying to put an end to this Denver Broncos winning streak. They're a perfect 12-0 so far this season.
You know, the Chiefs, they came out, they were fired up. I think a lot of it had to do is what Marty Schottenheimer did this past Friday. He did something different. He let them come out and practice with no equipment.
Gannon to throw over the middle, incomplete, intended for Gonzalez. While we have the moment, let's remind you, Monday on CBS. You ever been trapped on a blind date with no end in sight? That's what happens to Ted Danson in the new hit comedy, Becker. That's Monday, and that's here on CBS.
You know, Greg, though, Kansas City, well, I'll talk about it after this play, about what they did last week. It was a little different from what they usually do.
0 for 3 on third down between 4 and 7 yards. Gannon over the middle, has his man, and that's Alexander across midfield, and that's enough for a first down.
Well, that's a good job by Rich Gannon. I think the one thing that he does really well that you just don't pay attention to, he can find angles to throw the football. Look at this. People in front of him, he just drops down, goes underneath, throws a perfect ball, a spiral, and the right touch for Derek Alexander to catch.
Clock continues to move. We're under 6 minutes to play for the third quarter. Chiefs have moved into Denver territory. First down at the Bronco 48. Gannon to throw again. Looks the other way, throws, and once again, diving catch, this time by Tony Gonzalez.
Well, that time, the offensive line gave Rich Gannon enough time, and finally, Tony Gonzalez can go down the field and get away from this Denver defense. Look, just open space. He goes across. There's an open hole. Rich Gannon leads him, and another good catch by a receiver. And, you know, both teams catching the ball extremely well today.
Look at Rich Gannon on first down. 11 of 13 for 110 yards. Play fake. Has time. Now going to run. Around the left side. He has room. First down yardage and out of bounds close to the 25.
Well, that's why you see he is so good on first down, 11 of 13. When you throw on first down in the National Football League, you will usually catch the defense, and I don't want to say passive, but not a blitzing type defense where it's hard to protect. And they got to honor the run, so they stop, you get that extra time, it's easier to pick up those wide receivers down the field.
But at this point in the game, if you're Denver, you've got to think Rich Gannon's going to throw the ball 75-80% of the time now.
But you can't take too many chances. Even Denver, sometimes you got to play it safe, and first down is when you usually do that.
This first down is a running play, and Donnell Bennett gets very little.
Well, that answered your question right there, Greg. That time, the Denver Broncos, they were hoping for one of those play-action passes. They had a double outside blitz coming. If it had been a play-action pass, Rich Gannon would have been in a lot of trouble.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Here comes the Bronco crowd. And Gannon wants a timeout. Gannon took a look, stopped the clock, 3:50 to play. Third quarter, looking to break a 21-21 tie.
He was inspired by the romance and ritual, the way people came together over dark roasted coffee. Today, one man's tribute to the Italian coffee bar has created one of the fastest growing companies in America. And with thousands of employee shareholders, Starbucks is bringing neighborhoods together around the world. Where do you learn about companies with the drive to invigorate entire industries? Exactly. NASDAQ Amex, the market of markets.
Feel like a star now? Get a cashback bonus award later. Shine on. Discover the feeling. It pays.
Get ready. The new Volkswagens are coming.
When a doctor's son shoots another child.
Any idea where your son got a weapon like that? It's my gun.
It's a parent's worst nightmare.
I don't want to go to jail.
Chicago Hope, CBS Wednesday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the NASDAQ Amex Market Group, the market of markets, and by the Remington Microscreen 3 Shaver.
Broncos crowd with chance of defense as the Chiefs come to the line. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Blitz. Gannon gets it away. Incomplete. Comes up short of Derek Alexander.
Well, that's the thing that's been so successful for the Denver Broncos, the blitz. That time they just send more people than Kansas City can pick up. Steve Atwater, John Mobley, two aggressive and fast defenders. Getting to Rich Gannon, that's why he can't get the ball to the wide receiver.
Marvin Washington in on the quarterback as well. And now it's 3rd and 10. Gannon for the end zone. Touchdown! Joe Horn. 26 yards. The Broncos want to push, but there was no flag.
Well, it was a good timing push by Joe Horn just before they went up. He got his left arm extended. Watch as you go down the field. Good job by Rich Gannon. He sees the one-on-one outside. Throw it up. Give your wide receiver a chance. And you can see Joe Horn extend that left hand. Watch it. Just before there, Tito Paul not able to jump and react to the football because of the little push-off.
And the Chiefs regain the lead. Stoyanovich, the kick is good. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to play. Here in the 3rd quarter, Joe Horn comes up with his first touchdown catch and a mile-high salute.
So close.
Fast. The Remington Microscreen 3 gives you 3 things no other shaver can. Our most powerful motor, 150 cutting edges, and 3 flexing microscreens, guaranteed to get you smooth. The Remington Microscreen 3.
Assume the comfortable position. Relaxation is achieved through extreme focus. Commence relaxation now.
Germans don't do laid back. They do beer. Becks, the best of what Germans do best.
Okay, you probably think they look alike. But with Gateway, you get basic help over the phone for as long as you own it. After a month, you pay for it. Here, you get a color printer. Nope, not here. This one you can trade in toward the purchase of a new one after 2 years. Yours forever. Still think they look alike? We'll build you a PC like this one for $1,598 or $45 a month. Call 1-800-GATEWAY and get more out of the box.
Hi, I'm Doug Flutie, pro football player and father of an autistic child. A lot of people buy Flutie Flakes because a portion of the proceeds go to help autistic children. But there's another way you can help. Dial 1010-220 when you call long distance. You can talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents. And every time you use it, a donation will be made to the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation. So dial 1010-220, talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents, and help some great kids at the same time. It's a win-win situation. I wish football was this easy.
Terrorists invade Washington.
We are prepared to die and take everyone with us.
Now the fate of America hangs in the balance. Don't miss Jag, CBS Tuesday.
Watch Joe Horn's left arm. Look at that, he extends it, pushes Tito Paul, and what that does, it doesn't enable Tito Paul to jump as he sees the football go over the top of his head. Look at that, look at the separation he created just by extending that left arm. Joe Horn makes his first touchdown catch of his career.
First career touchdown. The kick to Vaughn Hebron. Hebron at the 7. 20. 30. Before he is brought down. And as the personnel changes on the field, let's take a look at the CBS Sportsline question of the week. Who's the most feared pass rusher in the game today? Is it Kevin Green? Is it Bruce Smith? Is it Reggie White? Log on to vote at cbs.sportsline.com or on America Online at keyword CBS Sportsline.
See, what you should do is you go to let the NFL quarterbacks take a poll, and they'll tell you which one they're scared of. What do you think?
I think you need to get your computer up and working before you even comment.
Hey, listen, I could punch www. in my sleep.
3.5 minutes to play, third quarter. Broncos start from their 30. Elway's got McCaffrey. McCaffrey, first down yardage and more. Down at the 43-yard line.
Ed McCaffrey just goes down the field, number 87. Mark McMillan comes off because the tight end comes towards him, just creates a hole inside. John Elway, good timing, throws it right to the chest of Ed McCaffrey, and then he picks up a couple extra yards after the catch.
Mark McMillan is going to sleep really well tonight. He has had a busy day. Elway, screen for Davis. Davis eludes a tackle. Midfield, 40. 25, penalty marker flies as he's out of bounds close to the 20-yard line. And the call, as the Chiefs applaud, is against the Denver Broncos.
Well, we got to wait to see what it is, but the Denver Broncos down the field really working hard, blocking for Terrell Davis on the screen play.
Well, the fans reacting to the replay here believe they may have seen a face mask, but here's Johnny Greer.
Holding, number 80, offense. The result of the play is still a first down. First down.
Well, Rod Smith, number 80, going down the field. He knows it's a screen play, and Terrell Davis is going to be coming. So these Denver Bronco wide receivers on screens and running plays do a good. Look at the right of your screen. There it is, number 80. And boy, that looks good to me. He was in great position for the block. couldn't see his hands, but they looked like they were inside.
Denver at the Chiefs 42, straight ahead. Davis dips inside across the 35 down to about the 32 or 31-yard line.
You know, Ron Smith said something that was interesting on Friday, you know, about being a wide receiver and all these things. He says, hey, we're just football players. I'm not no wide receiver. And what he meant by that is we do it all. We work hard. We block down the field for our runner, Terrell Davis. We block for each other when we catch passes. And, of course, wide receivers, they do a terrific job of going down the field and catching the passes.
That man is grateful for all the blocks he gets downfield as well as at the line of scrimmage. Clock running, under 2 minutes to play, third quarter. On first down, Davis again across the 30 to about the 28, maybe the 27-yard line.
Well, Kansas City has not stopped this Denver offense since those first 3 drives. Denver has driven the ball. This is the 6th time in a row they've gone down the field and had a chance to score twice. The last 2, they've, you know, had the turnovers in the end zone.
John Elway threw an interception, and there was a fumble recovery, and Gunther Cunningham trying to figure it out upstairs for the Kansas City defense.
Well, he did have it figured out early, but, you know, again, we've said it, Denver adjusted, and now you got to come up with a different plan yourself to slow him down.
2nd and 7. Elway steps up. McCaffrey across the middle and banged to the turf at the 25 by Dale Carter. That'll bring up a 3rd down. Clock running now at 1 minute to play.
And that was a good hit by Dale Carter coming up and stopping Ed McCaffrey. Looked like he was wide open, going to run somewhere with the ball, but he just stopped him dead in his tracks.
That 1 minute to play is here in the third quarter. 32.
Well, Mike Shanahan, he's on the sideline. Listen, everything he's calling, it's working. Just can't turn the ball over.
Quick drop, Elway throws, has his man out of bounds, Rod Smith. First down, Denver.
And you know what? What side do you think he threw it to? I mean, it is really becoming a habit. Dale Carter seeing no passes thrown his way. Rod Smith, a quick out against Mark McMillan. Again, going to his best receiver against their smallest defender. And that's what the Denver Broncos do so well. Shannon Sharpe, he's been covered by James Hasty. So Denver says they just wiped him out of the game plan. They are working strictly on Mark McMillan.
Terrell Davis falling forward to about the 25-yard line. And with that, we have come to the end of the third quarter with the score. The Chiefs 28, the Broncos 21. We'll come back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
If you thought chivalry was dead, meet Sammo Hung and Arsenio Hall.
Anybody else?
Martial Law, CBS Saturday.
The address is CBS.
Welcome home.
Remember that whole back to basics movement? Neither do we. Lincoln Town Car, what a luxury car should be.
Oh.
Hey, man. Oh, check this out. I got involved, but this will last you 2 years. Guaranteed.
Phillips Halogena lasts 2 years guaranteed.
Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelopes roam.
This man entertained his wife for 20 minutes.
Oh, son of a
ComEd, what do you do with your power?
Next up, diversity.
Here's to you. Thanks for making News 2 Chicago your choice for news.
Greg Gumbel, Phil Simms, Armin Katayan, and our CBS crew at Mile High Stadium. The last time the Broncos trailed a football game after 3 quarters, December 15 of '97 against the 49ers. They trail as we start the 4th here. 2nd and 8 from the 15. Davis. Maybe a yard on the play. Donnie Edwards with the tackle.
Well, now this is where the time of the game, the fans, and maybe even the Bronco players, they start going, wow, 4th quarter, we're trailing, our perfect season, a lot of things that can make this season, you know, really, well, beyond something special. Those things, those thoughts start going into your head.
Broncos looking for an 18th straight victory. The NFL record is 18. Movement on the line on 3rd and 7. And it'll back the Broncos up 5 yards.
Well, in those situations, you're a Bronco offensive player.
False start, 69, offense, prior to the snap. Still 3rd down.
That's Mark Schlereth, the left tackle, or left guard, rather.
Yeah, the left guard, and that makes sense because the linebacker on his side was going to blitz, and then the deep safety, Jerome Woods, he was going to blitz too. Mark Schlereth, he sees them trying to anticipate and get ready for the blitzers.
So it's 3rd and 12 for Elway. In long yardage situation, the Broncos 1 of 4 on 3rd down. Elway going for the end zone, incomplete. Rod Smith, the intended receiver, and James Hasty was on him.
Well, that was good coverage by James Hasty in good position. He just stood there, and it really made it hard for Rod Smith to make an adjustment to catch the ball. Watch, John Elway sees the blitz. He knows he has Rod Smith going down the field in the end zone. James Hasty on the inside.
That's pretty good position by Hasty.
That is perfect.
So here is Jason Elam, who has not missed a field goal or an extra point this year, from 37 yards out. And it's blocked. Elam tracks it down, and now the Chiefs try to fall on the ball, and they do. And look at the Chiefs sideline celebrate.
Well, you're talking about making some big plays. I think Leslie O'Neal, number 91, got his hand up and blocked that field goal attempt.
13:48 to play in regulation. The Chiefs with a big defensive stand.
This is a message for Brian Hegarty, Guard member since '91. One reason to use your American Express card this holiday season is that just about any gift you buy is insured.
Hi.
Yet another reason to do more with the American Express card.
Dodge Durango can tow up to 7,400 pounds, nearly half a ton more than its nearest competitor. That's 2 extra dirt bikes, 1 more great big water toy, or 1 more baby grand. Hey, my Durango tows more toys. Gonna lose those wimpy towing blues. Oh, yeah.
Send your customers 2-day holiday packages with FedEx and we'll deliver, even on Saturdays, for an extra $10.
Send your customers 2- to 3-day holiday packages with priority mail and we'll deliver, even on Saturdays, at no extra charge.
Send your customers 2-day holiday packages with UPS and we'll deliver, but not on Saturdays. Sorry.
So, what's your priority?
Monday, it's a blind date disaster.
I've seen Titanic 53 times.
Becker.
I feel like I'm actually on that ship.
Me too.
An all-new episode, CBS Monday.
Leslie O'Neal, number 91. Watch him on the inside. Does a good job. Goes around the offensive guard. Dan Neal gets his big arm up and blocks the field goal attempt.
Gannon to throw. Incomplete. Far side of the field intended for Andre Rison, who hasn't been heard of since early in the game.
Leslie O'Neal, free agent pickup this offseason. You know, he's kind of brought in to be one of those defensive linemen that comes in and spells one of the starters, but because of injuries for the defensive front of the Kansas City Chiefs, he's played a lot of snaps so far this year.
Jason Elam. We told you about the perfect season, which has now gone by the boards. Gary Anderson of the Vikings, now the only perfect kicker in the league. Pass complete to number 89, Rison. And that's enough for a first down.
Of course, this situation right now, Kansas City has the Denver defense and the Denver team in the position everybody else has played from all year long, being behind the Broncos late in the game. Now the Broncos are the ones that might have to take a chance, and if they do, it could backfire. Can Kansas City wait and take advantage of that situation when it comes?
Kansas City offense has been consistent most of the day. Gannon, quick drop, all kinds of time. Still scrambling, directing traffic, and now he's going to run it and is out of bounds. Run out of bounds by Bill Romanowski, and he lost a couple of yards on the play.
Well, that's a good job by Rich Gannon buying the time. And just think what the defenders down the field had to do. Let's see how much time he had to throw this football and how long the defensive backs got to cover the wide receivers down the field.
That's forever and a day.
Wow, that is something. I mean, that just shows you the discipline and the talent of the defensive backs for the Denver Broncos.
Loss of 2 on the play, goes down as the second sack of the day. It's 2nd and 12. Gannon with the screen. Bam Morris. Back to the line of scrimmage, and then a couple of more to the 25-yard line before he's brought down by John Mobley.
Well, Marty, he's getting excited on the sideline. He can smell this thing. We got a chance, and this is a good call by Kansas City. Jimmy Ray, the offensive coordinator. You know the defensive front on 2nd and 12. They're going to be aggressive coming up the field. Let them come. Throw that screen pass behind them.
It's too late, Steve.
0 for 3 on 3rd down between 4 and 7, and they're looking at a 3rd and 7. Quick drop by Gannon, throws Andre Rison complete. Stretching for the first down, and it's going to be close.
Well, what did you call that Rich Gannon does? What's he do? What's he go?
Laredo.
He goes Laredo, sidearm. And I'll tell you, it has come in so handy for him today. He is throwing around the defenders. The Denver Broncos, they blitz. Watch Rich Gannon. There's a blitz. Somebody's going to come from the outside free. He drops down underneath, throws it right between the defenders. And Andre Rison does a good job of attacking the football and catching it.
From here, it looks just short of a first down.
Now, you know, that's not good, because you're never right. You're never right.
But this is December.
Okay, so you're changing over. Okay. Oh!
Strange things happen around Christmas.
Well, should I apologize?
Not yet.
Okay.
No. We still have 11:23 to play in regulation.
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs, it'll be 4th and 1 foot. Without a doubt, they're going to go for it.
So Gannon huddles his team at the 40.
I think this is the proper call. I think you got to go for the first down in this situation. Give yourself the chance to pick it up and go in and score a touchdown.
And now Gannon's going to call a timeout. Gannon is very upset. Can't get the offensive play in time. We'll be right back.
Hello, welcome to Dodge Durango 101. Today I'll be covering the 5.2 and 5.9 liter Magnum V8 vis-a-vis Durango's superiority in the class structure of domestic compact sport utility vehicles. You're not listening. You're just staring at the Durango, aren't you? Aren't you? Why do I even bother? I don't know. I'm just standing up here like a big doofus.
Evan Petty calls it hot, deliciously hot. Rob Damas raves, it's spontaneous consumption. It's a story of heat and redemption. From the creators of the Domino's Heat Wave, an epic offer. Order a deliciously hot Domino's pizza. Get a free movie rental from Blockbuster Video when you rent another. Hot Domino's Pizza, a hot movie from Blockbuster Video. If you can't take the heat, get out of the doorway. Now get 2 medium pizzas with up to 3 toppings for $13.99. Domino's, delivering a million smiles a day.
I'm a CEO. I'm accountable to my shareholders. So when we needed a server-based network for 16,000 people,
I wanted someone who'd be accountable to me. Then Dell came to see me. Dell delivered exactly what they promised, business-critical servers.
as CEO, you'd kill for an original thought, for someone to come to you with a solution, not a problem. I didn't get a computer from Dell. I got a partner.
Be direct. Dell. Dell computers use Intel Pentium 2 processors.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the new Dodge. It's about change. Dell. Be direct. Dell. And by MasterCard. There are some things in life money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Back at Mile High Stadium, a key moment in the old ball game with 11:05 to play here in regulation. The Chiefs with a touchdown lead and looking at 4th and about a foot at the Denver 28-yard line. Anders and Morris in the backfield. First down, Kansas City. Bam Morris over the top.
Greg, if it was 1 foot to go, there's no question he got it. Now we're looking at the spot. Looks like he's got it by the length of the football. I'll take the guess this time.
You know what I'm going to do, Phil? What? I'm going to agree with you.
All right, good, good. But it kind of tells you the Kansas City going for it on 4th down. They kick a field goal and put them up 10 points. It would have been about 11 minutes to go. But now what you do, you pick up the first down. No matter what here, you're going to get another field goal attempt if you don't gain any yardage, but you should be able to take out at least a minute and a half up to 2 minutes of the clock away. Watch Bam Morris going to the right side, gets airborne, picks up about a foot and a half, good enough for the first down.
Chiefs at the Broncos 27. Play fake. Gannon, far side, has a man complete down to the 10-yard line, and that's Alexander. 18-yard pickup, 1st and goal for the Chiefs.
Well, the play action passing on 1st down has just destroyed the Denver Broncos today. And look at Rich Gannon. There is nobody around him, has time to look, set his feet, step forward, and throw a perfect pass to Derek Alexander.
You know what the difference is, Phil? This is about the time of day that against the Denver Broncos, teams have lost their composure. That hasn't happened with the Chiefs this afternoon.
Well, the Chiefs have a good plan, especially on offense now, what they're doing.
Number 38 is Kimble, and he works his way down inside the 5-yard line.
I mean, the thing that we've seen today, the play action passes on 1st down and really attacking the sidelines of the Denver Broncos. No matter what, you know that at least for the next 3 games after this one's over today, the teams that play the Denver Broncos are going to copy that and see if the Broncos make adjustments to stop it.
Clock continues to move, coming up on 9:15 to play. 2nd and goal from the 4. Stay on the ground with it, and that's Anders again, and he may have gotten about a yard.
Well, I guess the Chiefs there just trying to catch the Broncos defense by surprise, but really the play action passes, just giving Rich Gannon an extra time. He's rewarded you all day long. You know, he's not even thrown the ball into coverage. He hasn't taken chances, and when guys get open, he's been hitting them. So put the ball in the hands of your quarterback.
You see how the outstanding passing numbers have dominated today. 3rd and goal from the 3. This time Gannon will throw it over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Gonzalez, knocked down by Atwater.
Wow, good reaction by Rich Gannon. He looks left, nobody open. then looks over the middle. Watch the quarterback. He wants to throw it left. They cover it. He knows his outlet receiver, the tight end over the middle, and then Steve Atwater does a terrific job, gets his left hand in there and knocks the ball down.
This will be a 20-yard field goal attempt by Stoyanovich, who is 17 for 17 under 40 yards this season. And the kick is good. So the Broncos stretch it. It's now a 10-point lead with 8:25 to play.
Plane tickets to the town where she was born, $1,200. Train to the house where she grew up, $63. Pints at the pub where she met your dad, $8. Finally understanding where your mother was coming from, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's Platinum MasterCard, accepted all over, even pubs in Ireland.
Since Dodge Caravan's easy out-roller seats have wheels that pop down, reconfiguring the interior is an exercise in convenience. Not an exercise in exercise. Why don't all the other guys make it this easy? Go configure. Now get 1,000 cash allowance or 1.9 financing on Caravan.
Step up. Learn to see farther. Learn there are teachers who won't allow you to fail. Learn to dance, to draw. Learn that the real challenge doesn't come from the outside, but from within. And that there's more to you than you ever knew. Be all you can be.
Monday.
Could you hold the elevator?
Why's Ray hanging out at his brother's new place?
This is a fantastic apartment.
It's the swingin'est bachelor pad ever.
You haven't actually gone out with any of these women, have you? And if you have, please talk slow.
Everybody loves Raymond.
You have any sparkling water?
I'm married.
CBS Monday.
Tonight on CBS, why would a high school student who says he revered his English teacher end up murdering him? 60 Minutes. Then, can Monica help the town outcast on a movie Touched by an Angel? And Debbie Reynolds and Neil Patrick Harris star in the movie critics are calling a contemporary twist on It's a Wonderful Life, The Christmas Wish, tonight, here on CBS. Vaughn Hebron, deep as usual for the Broncos, takes it at the 40, the 20, the 30. And finally brought down at the 45-yard line. Greg Favors ran him out, and just when Mike Shanahan and the Denver Broncos needed a big play, they get one from Vaughn Hebron.
Get ready to taste life for the first time, people.
Watch out now. You want to taste life? Then take a big swig of this new Pepsi One. This one's got it all. The most awesome cola taste that's bigger than the Wild Blue Yonder. But only 1 calorie. You want to taste one? Yeah. You want one? Yeah. You want one? Come and get it. Go! Go! Go!
You got one for me?
Put your tray table up and prepare for takeoff, my man.
New Pepsi One.
Just a reminder that with options like traction control, anti-lock brakes, and all-wheel drive, Dodge Caravan is good on ice. And snow, and slush, and rain, and mud, and dirt, and now get 1,000 cash allowance or 1.9 financing on Caravan.
If you're tired of paying late fees for video rentals or paying for movies you didn't have time to watch, check out DivX at Circuit City. Only DVD players with DivX play DVD movies, DivX movies, and audio CDs. DivX movies are only $4.49 each, and you never have to return them or pay late fees. This RCA DVD player with DivX is only $399.99, and get any 5 DivX movies free after rebate. Plug into DivX at Circuit City.
A late husband's diary reveals a hidden past. Was there another woman?
I need to know.
What this family finds will make a wish come true. The Christmas Wish, CBS tonight.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the United States Army. Be all you can be.
and by Enterprise. Pick Enterprise, we'll pick you up.
The opposition talks all the time about how confident this Denver Broncos team is. We may see a little of that here. Elway goes to play action. Screen to Terrell Davis. Out of bounds before he reaches midfield. Pickup of about 2 or 3 on the play. Anthony Davis and Mark McMillan ran him out.
Now with 8 minutes and 5 seconds and counting in this ball game, down 10 points, the Denver Broncos, they're going to be in 4-down offense. So Mike Shanahan's going to call plays, and John Elway needs to realize that and execute accordingly. In other words, don't take a chance sometimes on 1st and 2nd down. Wait, because you know you're going to have 4 chances.
Shannon Sharpe has been quiet all day, due in large part to the coverage from James Hasty. Elway flips it out, incomplete as he goes down, intended for Howard Griffith. Chester McLaughlin was in on Elway.
Good job by John Elway just getting rid of the ball, making the situation good. But watch James Hasty on Shannon Sharpe. Every time he's been matched up against him, look at that. Shannon Sharpe, it almost looks like he knows he has no chance of even getting open. But this is a good matchup for the Kansas City Chiefs inside. The problem is it puts Mark McMillan singled outside against the receivers.
Sharpe now in the slot to the near side. Elway throws the slant. That's complete to 85. Willie Green. Green breaking away to the 5 and to the 1. Jerome Woods dragged him down just short of the goal line.
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs, they know they got James Hasty on Shannon Sharpe, so look what they do on the wide receivers. They put a defensive back in the back, trying to double the wide receivers. John Elway still takes the strength of his arm and sticks it in there to Willie Green. Look at this. He just gets it in there before the safety, Reggie Tongue, can get up there and help Dale Carter.
1st and goal from the 1. Davis. Touchdown.
Third game with 3 touchdowns for Terrell Davis. You know, you got to know how to play the game and according to situations. Dale Carter gives up the 1st down pass. Then he goes for the big play, trying to cause the fumble. He allows Willie Green then to carry on and get about 35, 40 extra yards. Leads to an easy touchdown for the Broncos.
Jason Elam's kick is good. John Elway had completed 9 straight passes before the incompletion. Then he comes up with a big 50-yarder to Willie Green. Terrell Davis into the end zone for the 3rd time today. And now with 59 touchdowns in his first 4 seasons, more than any other running back has ever accomplished in his first 4 years in the league.
Well, 21 rushes for 74 yards. Not a great day for Terrell Davis. But Kansas City has done everything they can do to stop the running game of the Denver Broncos. Put a lot of pressure on their corners. The corners, by and large, have done a pretty good job today. But that last time, Dale Carter, you've got to know that as a defender. When you're up 10 points, make the other team make a bunch of plays and score to beat you. Don't take a chance, and all of a sudden, 2 plays later, 1 minute off the clock, the Broncos are within 3 points.
Tamarick Vanover trying to put the momentum back on the Chiefs side of the field. The bouncing kick, Vanover at the 3. 15, and doesn't reach the 20-yard line. Jason Elam bounces the kick downfield, and Keith Burns with the stop. Let's go back.
Let's go back and look at this pass play that we're talking about, Greg. It's 3rd down. John Elway does a good job, completes it. Now it's a 1st down. Okay, no big deal. Just go for the tackle. But he's trying to strip the ball going up there. I know Dale Carter has his left hand wrapped up, but you've got to stop Willie Green right there. He should be tackled. somewhere right in there on the 35-yard line. Instead, he goes down to the 1-foot line.
Chiefs now start from their own 19, and the crowd is back into the game. Gannon pulls it down, rolls right, throws, hits Donnell Bennett, and that's an incomplete pass. Bronco fans on that side of the field were about to tear the stands down. Thought they had a fumble recovery.
Boy, I did too for a second. The Broncos changed defensive coverages. Nothing for him to throw the football to. John Mobley just showing his speed, and that was a catch and a fumble.
Second and 10. Gonna loft one down for Alexander, and overthrown and incomplete. Darian Gordon all over Alexander's back. That ball was not catchable.
What a good choice by Rich Gannon. Single coverage on the outside, take a chance. But you got to realize too, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, just try to get a first down. 6 minutes, 25 seconds to go. You're the one leading.
This is now a huge play for Marty Schottenheimer and the Kansas City offense. And now he's calling for a timeout, and he's going to get one. There's a delay of game penalty, though. There's a penalty in the secondary behind the Denver defense.
We had timeout, Kansas City, prior to the flag.
All right, so that flag will not apply. So the Chiefs stop the clock, 6:25 to play. And this is a most important play. Marty Schottenheimer wants to get it right.
Well, he's got to be careful. They got to design a play that's not going to take a whole lot of execution. In other words, where you change routes or people adjust. The crowd noise is just going to be so much for the quarterback, Rich Gannon, to deal with. You got to make it a simple play.
For those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS, the game between Kansas City and Denver. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Phil Simms and Armin Kutsayan. The Chiefs lead the Broncos 31-28, 6:25 to play in regulation. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast and here in the Mountain Time Zone. Rich Gannon looking at 3rd and 10 from his own 19. Over the middle, incomplete. Tony Gonzalez wasn't even looking his way.
Well, it's an all-out blitz. Steve Atwater comes off. Watch Steve Atwater. Here he comes. John Mobley on Tony Gonzalez. Rich Gannon. He sees it, makes a good throw. Tony Gonzalez, second-year player. You've got to look for the ball quick in blitzing situations.
Louis Aguiar will now kick it away to Darian Gordon. Gordon at the 36. And run out of bounds short of the 50-yard line. Excellent field position, however, for the Denver Broncos and John Elway as they take the field. Game-winning drives. When you talk about those, you talk about John Elway and Dan Marino, and Elway has engineered more against the Chiefs than any other team in the NFL.
Some of those, of course, well, the most notable one, the drive. Well, it wasn't against Kansas City. I was thinking about Marty Schottenheimer.
Right.
I'm sorry. He was in Cleveland at the time.
Marty Schottenheimer has had his fill of John Elway over the years. Davis. Cross midfield, carries a tackler to about the 46, maybe the 45-yard line. Donnie Edwards got a free ride courtesy of Terrell Davis as you look at defensive coordinator Gunther Cunningham.
Yeah, he said something interesting last night about Terrell Davis. He says, hey, they say that Terrell Davis is 210 pounds. No, he's not, because the way he runs, the way he hits players and just moves defensive linemen down the field in the running game, you got to be bigger than that.
Davis over 6,000 yards for his career this afternoon, 22 carries, 79 yards. Elway flips it out to Davis. First down and out of bounds inside the 35-yard line.
And there you see, Greg, we talk so much about his running game and Terrell Davis. John Elway in trouble. He dumps it off Terrell Davis. We see his good hands. You know, the other things, Gunther Cunningham telling us too, the most unselfish football player he has ever seen in the National Football League, Terrell Davis. Not only does he catch it and run it, but picks up blitzers in passing situations and does a terrific job of doing that.
First down at the 33. Davis eludes a tackle, 30, 25-yard line. Jerome Woods with the tackle, 8-yard pickup for Davis.
And that's what makes you special as a running back, or special as an NFL football player, is when you can make something happen when nothing's there. Terrell Davis, look at this, in the backfield. Chester McLaughlin is free. He gets around him and then picks up 9 yards after making a defender miss in the backfield.
The Broncos under the gun more today than at any other time this season. Davis again, and is close to a first down. Leslie O'Neal with the stop. Clock continues to move, coming up on 4 minutes to play in regulation.
Third and short, you got to be careful if you're the Kansas City Chiefs defense right here. The way the Denver Broncos call offensive plays, this is a time you really try to catch a defense off guard. You make them overcommit to Terrell Davis and you go for the score.
Shannon Sharpe has not caught a ball all day long. And now timeout, Denver. It's their first of the second half. And it stops the clock with 3:39 to play. You know, as we approach the playoffs, and the Denver Broncos have clinched a playoff spot, a victory here tonight would give them home field advantage in the AFC throughout the playoffs. I'll bet Mike Shanahan kind of likes to see his team maybe getting pushed a little bit. Maybe not to this extent, but this is a different kind of a game they've had to play.
Well, absolutely. I think anytime as a team, especially the National Football League, you need to be tested. And you got to get in some tough situations. And the Broncos really this year haven't been tested a little bit. One time in the third quarter, then they blow the team out and get a big victory. But this is good for the team. Of course, you'd like to see them be tested and still find a way to win.
We remind you once again that once this winds down, 60 minutes comes your way. Elway looking at 3rd and 1 from the 24. Play action. Gonna throw for the end zone. Shannon Sharpe, touchdown! Not a catch all day long. This one, his first of the day, his 50th on the year. He is the first tight end to record 50 receptions in 7 consecutive seasons. Elam.
What happens to Kansas City Chiefs? They're playing run. Shannon Sharpe is not covered by James Hasty. The Chiefs are playing the running game. He gets against the safeties of the Kansas City Chiefs. Reggie Tongue, he's isolated and goes for the touchdown. Look at this. Everybody comes up for the run. The safety, Reggie Tongue, can't get over there quick enough. Shannon Sharpe gets behind him for the touchdown.
John Elway with that pass, over 400 yards throwing today, has engineered a 4th quarter come from behind drive. So what's new in that department? Take the horse for a run around the field.
Well, you know, too, the thing about John Elway's throw that was really impressive, again, Chester McLaughlin came through almost immediately. Elway took one step back, anticipated, threw the ball nice and high, soft, and dropped it in there perfectly.
Gary Kubiak, offensive coordinator, handing out kudos on the Denver bench. And now the Chiefs look at 3:34 on the clock. And Kansas City, incidentally, out of timeout.
Now see, we talked about it, Greg, but if I was the Chiefs, I would have been looking for the scoring play. Let them get the first down. They needed a field goal, to tie you. Don't give it up with one big play.
Speaking of big plays, Samaric Van Over can do it from the 2, 20, 25, and out to the 30-yard line.
Let's look at one other thing, Greg, the touchdown. Shannon Sharpe. Look at this. Leslie O'Neal on the outside. He's playing run. Donnie Edwards is playing run. Nobody checks Shannon Sharpe at the line of scrimmage. He's downfield immediately.
How strange is it that the man has been covered all day long and guarded all day long, and at the most critical point of the football game, he breaks loose for a touchdown kick.
He's been quiet all day long in the receptions. Hasn't done much talking, said he wouldn't on the field. But he comes through when it's the biggest moment of the game.
Chiefs first down their own 30. Gannon throws this side, complete to Kimble Anders out in the backfield. He's out of bounds across the 30, a pickup of maybe 3 on the play. Ray Crockett, who has played a whale of a game on the corner for the Broncos, ran him out of bounds.
Now, there's 3 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the game, and it's basically a 4-down game or offense for the Kansas City Chiefs because they have no timeouts left. If you punt it away, you lose the game.
The Chiefs have been the subject of much criticism this season, much of it rightly so. But they have put up a whale of a fight here today. Incomplete. Joe Horn had it and dropped it. If he had held it, it would have been a first down. 3rd and 7.
Well, you got to make the plays when the situation is its toughest. We've seen the Denver Broncos can do it. Kansas City, Joe Horn had that chance right there. It would have been a first down, but he doesn't come up with the catch.
On distances of 4 to 7 yards, the Chiefs are 0 for 4 on 3rd down. That's what they're looking at now. Gannon slips and falls, and he'll be down at his own 28. Either he slipped or perhaps he was stepped on by a lineman.
I'm sure he was stepped on by a lineman. Watch Rich Gannon's feet. Can't quite see it there. Looks like Tim Grunhard's left foot went on Rich Gannon's left foot, caused him to fall down.
And so on 4th and 12, Gannon and the Chiefs will go for it. They are 2 for 2 on 4th down today. Blitz, the pass, complete, Rison, very close at the 40-yard line, but he looks to be short. Let's see where they spot it. He had to reach the 40-yard line.
But where they marked it, it is definitely short.
Neil Smith, the ex-chief, is saying first down Broncos.
Of course, I can't tell where they marked it because there's so many players around it.
We are having the officials summit.
It's a pretty good mark. It's close to the 40-yard line.
And the Chiefs believe they have a first down. Here's Johnny Greer.
Wow.
They have a catch and a fumble recovered by the fumbling player. First down.
Woo. Andre Rison.
Well, it did look like Andre Rison once he makes his catch. Let's watch. So he knows he's got to get there for the first down.
That's a great call.
It's a good call. The ball did come loose. Of course, the question is, were his knees on the ground. It was close. The ball did come loose. Andre Rison recovered that ball past the 40-yard line.
First and 10, Chiefs at their own 40-yard line. And there's still a conversation going on amongst the officials.
Please reset the game clock to 2:27.
Game clock shows 2:22. It's being reset to 2:27.
Now, if this would have happened a couple plays later, that could not be the case. You cannot fumble the ball forward for a first down inside of 2 minutes. Well, and of course, and Andre Rison, since he recovered his own fumble, it's okay.
Gannon to throw. Down the field. Incomplete. Penalty marker flag. Gonzalez, the intended receiver. And it's an interference call against the Broncos. John Mobley was there for the coverage.
Pass interference. 51. Defense. First down.
Tony Gonzalez, the tight end. Nobody on him. Gives him a free run down the field. John Mobley is there. And you tell me where the penalty is. Pretty tough call against the Denver Broncos that time.
Chiefs have moved to the Denver 36. Gannon, incomplete. Overthrows Rison. And that stops the clock with 2:08 to play. Remember, the Chiefs are out of timeouts. And a field goal does them no good. Marty Schottenheimer pleading his case. You think Marty wants this game badly?
Well, when your team comes into a game like this, you're 5-7. This is why the Chiefs, this is a rivalry game against Denver, and this could make the year to upset Denver's perfect season.
Chiefs have not been swept in a season series by Denver since 1991. Gannon, far side, incomplete. Rison again, the intended receiver over there.
The ball was tipped by Neil Smith. You play pass all the way in these situations. If you're the Denver Broncos defense, Neil Smith, number 90, jumps up, gets his hand on the football.
3rd and 10. Over the middle, intended for Gonzalez, and that's incomplete and no flag on this play. A minute 59 on the clock. We approach the 2-minute warning. Denver by 4.
Mom's calling Enterprise Rent-A-Car because our car is sick.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
Wow!
drive you to our place, and get you on your way.
Everybody loves to be picked up.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
If we don't get this job done, everybody's gone.
The biggest hit of 1998 is now on video. Armageddon. Critics rave it's bigger than life. Total complete fun. Armageddon, rated PG-13. Now available to own on video.
What you don't get with cut-rate car insurance is a State Farm agent to turn to when you need help.
I'm lonely.
So if you get into an accident,
Mr. Lonely.
you could end up feeling
Wish I had someone
very much alone.
to call on.
Don't want to feel all alone? Go with the good neighbor service you get with a State Farm agent.
Who are these people? They go to the strangest places, work in the tightest quarters, and gladly keep the oddest hours. Who are they? Forever probing and prodding, digging, exploring. Who are these people? They are Texaco, and what they do is find the energy the world needs to keep on running. Texaco. a world of energy.
Why would this high school student, who says he revered his English teacher, end up murdering him? 60 Minutes, tonight.
Once we're done, 60 Minutes, followed by Touched by an Angel and then the CBS Sunday movie, The Christmas Wish. But first, we have 1:59 to play. 4th down for the Kansas City Chiefs. They have gone for it on 4th down 3 times today. All 3 times they've been successful.
Well, they had one early in the drive, 4th down and 11. The Denver Broncos sent everybody to make him throw the ball quick. They tried to make the tackle. Rison fumbled. They picked up the 1st down.
Chiefs need to reach the 26-yard line for a 1st down.
Here they come.
Gannon down. It would appear the Denver Broncos have withstood their toughest challenge of this season thus far.
Look at the blitzers coming. Nowhere for Rich Gannon to throw the football. The Broncos, when they get in these situations, they are going to be the ones that force the action. They're not going to sit back and let you dictate what's going to happen.
Steve Atwater and Alfred Williams. And now the Chiefs, with no timeouts, cannot stop the clock.
Last year during the Super Bowl, 4th down for the Green Bay Packers, kind of the same situation, do or die. The Denver Broncos, they brought everybody. So you know when they get in these situations, again, they're going to force it. They're going to make you throw it quick. They'll try to tackle you short before you run for the 1st down.
You see the numbers on John Elway. With victory, the Denver Broncos clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But it is interesting to note that the last 4 AFC teams with the home field advantage failed to make it to the Super Bowl.
Well, it's interesting, Greg. You got to remember, Denver fumbled, 1 interception, 1 fumble in the end zone, going in to score. A blocked field goal by the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs do all that. They score 31 points, and they still lose.
In search of a perfect season, the Broncos will travel to the Meadowlands next Sunday to play the New York Giants. Then travel to Miami and finish the season at home against the Seattle Seahawks. That'll do it. A hard-fought victory for the Denver Broncos against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Broncos win their 22nd straight at home. Their 18th consecutive game that sets an NFL record. Correction, they win their 23rd straight. Once again, the final score, the Denver Broncos 35, Kansas City 31. Next week, we have regional NFL action here on CBS. We'll be at the Meadowlands for the Broncos and the Giants, plus these other games. Check your local listings for the game in your area, beginning with the NFL today. Tonight on CBS, why would a high school student who says he revered his English teacher end up murdering him? Find out on 60 Minutes. Then it's Touched by an Angel, followed by a movie critics are calling a contemporary twist on It's a Wonderful Life. The Christmas Wish, tonight on CBS. Marty Schottenheimer's Chiefs gave it all they had and came up short. Terrell Davis, 6,000 yards for his career. And the Chiefs are swept by the Broncos, first time since 1991. For Phil Simms and Armin Katayan, I'm Greg Gumbel. So long from Mile High Stadium in Denver. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports.
That's a Nike Total Air Pillar. It's what they call a power cross training shoe designed for athletes like
Charles Woodson, who have a more aggressive training regimen. You want to see how they feel? Sure. Charles. How'd that feel?
Good. You got that in 10.5?
For every action, there's foot action.
Evan Petty calls it hot, deliciously hot. Rob Damas raves, it's spontaneous consumption. It's a story of heat and redemption. From the creators of the Domino's Heat Wave, an epic author. Order a deliciously hot Domino's pizza. Get a free movie rental from Blockbuster Video when you rent another. Hot Domino's Pizza, a hot movie from Blockbuster Video. If you can't take the heat, get out of the doorway. Now get 2 medium pizzas with up to 3 toppings for $13.99. Domino's, delivering 1 million smiles a day.
We schedule frequent flights. We go places you want to go. We fly so you can too.
You are now free to move about the country.
CBS Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
The address is CBS. Welcome